Hi, so this is the tutorial I'm doing just for my subscribers, and it's just a bonus tutorial on how I did the flowers for my Happy Spring design. Wanted to just show you how that comes together, and also the SVG files for the two flowers, and the leaves and the centers are all in the resource library. So make sure if you've subscribed, you should have access to that. If you do not know the password, you can shoot me an email at ACraftyLatina.com. I'm sorry, at ACraftyLatina@gmail.com, or just comment on the blog where you're watching this, and I will send you the password. So here we go. So my jasmine template is what I used for the two flowers, and so it's the exact same flower, and it may look like it's two different flowers, but what I did is I styled them differently. So it's the exact same petals, and these are all the petals. So the one that I did in blue and the one that I did in white, two exact same flowers. The white one I used, I don't know if you can tell, but these are both the Michael's Recollections cardstock 65-pound paper, but this one is the white shimmer. And I just wanted to add some little shimmer to that one. All the sizes, when you download the SVG files, there's an about file. It's another sort of a document in there that's about this file. It's called About This File, and it tells you how to size each petal, just in case it doesn't upload properly into Design Space. I'll put the sizes, but it's 3, 4, 5, 6 different layers on it. And it goes, each one, of course, is from bigger to smaller. So it's 6 different layers. So let me just show you how I styled these two, and then we'll do the little daisies. The tools that I use for styling, really simple. It depends the size of the petal. So this one's a little bigger, so I would use something a little bigger. You can use, sometimes I use a glue stick, anything that has a smooth round, so when you do it, you don't create a crease. Like I've tried a pencil before, but then a pencil has like those little ridges around it. Hold on. See these little ridges? That messed up my petal when I did it. So I just wanted to do that. So the first one, I just the sides, and just quickly just curl them in. Just curl them in. Takes 2 seconds. This paper, I love this paper because it works with you. Like it just quickly, anything that you shape it to, it takes that form. So this should go really, really quickly. And then I fold the petals in. That gives your flower a little more movement. Instead of it staying stiff, I fold and crease, and then it just allows your petals to shape a little better. So we do the same thing for the second one. I still use the same brush, and this one says it's a number 2 brush. So it's a little thicker, but anything that you find that's like this, that's round, a smaller glue stick, anything that works. But just again, make sure that it's full, that it's round, it doesn't have any ridges. Otherwise, when you do try to do the little flip, it's gonna crease your paper and not give it the look that you're looking for. So I will do these petals all the same. I'll probably fast forward some of this so that you don't have to sit through each petal. And then again, always remember, fold it in. Fold it in. And it's going to layer on top of the next one. So for the 3 bigger ones, I use this bigger paintbrush for the bigger 3 layers. And then for the smaller 3 layers, I use the smaller paintbrush, and I'll show you that. And the paintbrush that I have for the smaller one, don't laugh, it's not even like a paintbrush. I mean, I guess it is, but I must have it's just something I found around the house. But it's a nail brush. It's something that they use for when you do your nails. I guess at some point in my life I was doing my nails by myself. So see, it's a nail art brush, and that's what I use for my smaller 3 petals, which is where we are now. And again, this one all gets styled up. This one, it's all, see, so the smaller one, gives it a little more rounded turn. It goes in a little deeper, which is nice because you want the petals more at the top to have more of a rounded look. So just go in a little more with it. Just give it a little more pressure when you do it as well. And just don't forget to, at the end, make sure you fold your petals up. That's important because otherwise it's just going to be like a stiff layer of flower. When you fold them, it just gives them a little more shape. Okay, and then the last two. This one I can just like put it in the middle and just roll it around. Put it in the middle and just roll one side and roll the other side. It's easier instead of, since it's smaller, I don't have to do one side and then the other. Just put the paintbrush in the middle and then just roll it around. And then fold your leaves up. This one will fold into itself. And so you get this, the last two, you really want them to stay more tight than the others. And then the last teeny weeny one, again, just put it in the middle, roll it back and forth. This is the easiest ones. It goes pretty smooth here. Okay. So this one definitely you want to close it in on itself. So it's literally like forming the petal inside, and the little one will go inside this one, and I'll show you how to do that. So now that we have this one done, let's put it all together. And I do use hot glue to keep my flowers together. Make sure you don't mess up your petals. So what I do is when I have them all, I put them upside down, put them facing down so that I know I take the last petal that goes next. And instead of putting the glue on here, I put it on here. I feel like I have more control. Like here, then I don't, no, I feel like I have more control if I put the glue directly on the layer that's going down. And then I can just put it where I want. So alternate. So if these petals are going this way, make sure that the next one that you're putting, the petals go in between each of the sections. Okay, then the next one. The last three, I squish them into itself, like roll them, just turn it. You want it to have that middle full look. A little jasmine. And then, yeah, this is the next one. Do the same thing, a little glue. And it goes into the middle of this one. Turned a little bit. Let's give it a second to dry there. And then the last one, try and keep it really tight. The smaller one, keep it really tight. A little dab of glue. And that one goes in the middle. That one you don't alternate because that one you can't. You want to keep it tight. It doesn't matter because it's going to just press it down. And it's going to look like the little petals in the middle. And that's it. That's the first style. It's adorable. I like it. And you can make these in any color. I just chose blue to do mine, but you can do it as in any color. Now the second one, exact same template, exact same flower. But I styled this one differently. So I use the same two brushes. So it's my 2-inch brush and then my smaller brush. So what I do is for this one, let me see how I want to do this. I still want to do the edges up. So we still do that. Make sure your shimmer part is up. I almost messed that one. If you use shimmer paper, make sure that the pretty part is where you're rolling your leaves up. Your petals, I'm sorry, the corner of your petals. So for this one though, instead of keeping it that way, I want to add more of a wave or sort of like a different dimension in there. So I'll turn it backward. I'll turn it towards the back, put the petal, and then just crease it in the middle. So when you see the petal, it's now going to be, it has like the little wave. So it's going to be in, out, up. And I'm not sure if you can see that yet. I think there you can see it better, but let's finish the whole thing so that you can see. So it's just the same template, but you know, just use your imagination because you can style this in so many different ways. And I'm folding my petal corners up. You can fold them down. You don't have to fold them if you don't want to. You can make this look, you know, whatever works for you. However you feel is best for the design that you're creating. Maybe you're doing something that needs to be a little more flat. You don't want it to have that 3 dimensions, you know, look. But I like it. See, when it actually brings the shimmer out a little more. This one, I think I want to crease this one a little better. Yeah. See the difference between this petal where it's been shaped and designed and then this one that's flat. Again, personal preference. However you want to use your petals. You may like them flat so that it could lay flat on something. I'm just going to curl these 2 first and then go to the back. And do this one. This one does take a little longer because you're doing an extra step. You have to go to the back. Instead of just curling, you're also going to the back. And then always fold them in. Always do that crease in the middle. Always do that crease in the middle. And then that's what it'll look like. So completely different. Oh, I glued this one already, so I can't show you. But even from the back, you can tell completely different styles. From the back, you can see the additional indentation. That this flower is gonna look completely different than the other one. So that's one. Again, make sure you have the shimmer up. I'm gonna roll them all the sides and then I'll flip it around and do the back end. And you can fast forward through this part if you want, because you know that that's what it's gonna be. Just do all the same thing for all of them. For those that want to watch, I'll leave it. I won't fast forward it on my end, but you can certainly fast forward it on your end and just get to the parts that you want to see. Just putting them together and things like that. All right, so they're all curled. Now I go to the back. And I just add that indent to each of the petals. So for the first 3, again, I'm going to use the same 2-inch brush. And then for the other ones, and always don't forget, fold. Gives it a little life. More. So cute. So cute. Okay. Let me not keep you here all day. Let's get going. And I'll fold all the sides. Hope everyone's doing well. This is, I'm taping this while we're all in our coronavirus quarantine. So I hope you and your families are all doing well and that you're staying safe and indoors and keeping busy with your crafts and doing amazing projects. Thankfully, I've been able to keep busy and be home. Okay, so again, this one broke a little bit. I'm not worried about it because that's going to be hidden by the others, by the other 2. Always fold your petals up. And look how rough I am. That's the one thing. I am not like the gentle crafter. I am like, let's get it going. Let's keep it moving. But this paper is pretty sturdy. That's why I can do that. So for the last 3, I'm going to bring my smaller paintbrush and do that. And you guys, you're the only ones that are going to see this, and my subscribers. So I would love to, you know, for you to comment on the blog or just email me and let me know if there's something in particular that you're having a challenge with design space or a particular craft. If I can help, I am more than happy to do tutorials for you. Just let me know what you're working on that you think you would need some help and guidance on. happy to do that. Answer any questions. You could always reach out to me by email on my Facebook page, which is ACraftyLatina. And happy to help or do a different tutorial. I did get my my new Cricut Joy. I have not taken it out of the box yet, which I will do an unboxing hopefully at some point this weekend. I will do that. I'm excited. It's been sitting in a box, but I've been living with a broken arm for the past couple of weeks, so I didn't want to take it out. I'm not ready to really use it. But I think this weekend it may actually see the light of day finally. And so I'm excited. So like the last two petals, I don't do the back part because those are the ones that I close in on themselves. They're going to be the ones that are going to be sitting in the middle of the flower. So just work the petals so they close in on themselves and just give it like a turn so it stays closed. So the last two, again, it's just rolling them shiny side up. And it's just pencil in the middle, paintbrush in the middle, and just twist. Paintbrush in the middle and just twist. You just want to give the petals a little curl. And then you fold them in. Fold it in on itself. Give it like a little turn so it's all going this way. That's why I just turn it that way, just to get them to seal a little better. Okay, now we're ready to put this one together. Again, we're going to alternate. So flip it over so that you know you're taking the next size up. A little glue to the back of this one. And then you control where you put it. And just alternate. Okay. Putting them together once you do all the work is pretty easy. And I just use a little glue. You don't need to do a lot of glue. This is paper. It'll glue onto itself really quickly. Okay, that's this one. And then now the final two. Goes right in the middle. Just open it a little bit. Stick it in there. Okay, and now the one right before. The last little one goes in the middle. That one gives it sort of like the inner look of my little jasmine. And that's it. I love this one. And it's so interesting how just one little flick on the back has turned into two completely different flowers. I hope you can see them. I hope you can see the movement, the shape. I love the shimmer of each one. And then if you see that you want maybe at the end when you're finished, maybe you can just do like, if you want it to be a little more, you can just go around and just give it a little more, just go in and turn it a little more and just style it however you want. So those are those two. I also did my daisies. I like the yellow, my yellow daisies is what I'm calling them. And what I used, so I used 2 petals in each one. These are 3 inches. And then I used these as the centers for each one of them. So this one, I just really quickly, I just did like a quick to shape them. Just like bend it a little bit really gently, but just take your brush and just slide it down. All you want to do is just, you always want to give them like a little dimension. So it's just sliding it down. Sliding it down. Okay, I did that. And these I don't turn in that much, just like give them a little, I don't crease them in like I do the others, but it's always nice to give them, like, look how, see the difference? One that has a little more movement and then one that's flat. Again, personal preference. So you hold it and you squeeze it. You hold it and you just slide your brush or whatever you're using. Anything that's round though. Use something that's round. You don't want it to ever crease your paper or add some other design or element in there that you don't want. So I'll only do one of these just for the interest of time. So for this, there's different tools that people use. I have the quilling tool from Cricut, which helps me a lot. But I've seen people do it with the ones that are a little bigger. You can do a chopstick. Anything that has like a little a little slit in it, anything that's round that has like a little slit that you can slide the paper, like sort of like so, anything that works that can do that, you can use it. You don't need to have a quilling tool. This to me reminds me of like those little stir drinking straws that you'd use in drinks. If you can cut like a little piece on the top of that, I feel like you can use that. And the bigger ones, people use like I said, chopsticks or anything else. This one for me helps me go really quickly. The ones that are a little bigger, you can go faster. The smaller ones, I take my time because they'll get tangled and curl into itself. This one pretty smoothly. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Keep going around. I'm gonna take it out. This flower is a little bigger, so I'm gonna, I know after you do all of that, I'm gonna actually let it loose on itself so it can get a little bigger. Okay. Once you have the size you want, you just put a little glue. Let me hold it in a different way. Last thing I need is to be burning myself. Okay. Hold it so that this part is up. I put a little glue inside the hole as opposed to here. I feel like this is safer. For me anyway. I know myself. I've had really bad hot glue gun burns before, so I try to avoid those. All right, so that's gluing. And once that's dry, there's your little flower. And actually, I even want it, I think I want it a little more open, so you just like pull these out a little bit. Give it a little more life. So let's put this one together. Again, I put the glue on the back of the one that's going down. It's just easier for me. I can control it that way. I can move it around if I have to. And alternate your petals. So that's the yellow. Oh, I love the way that looks. How cute is that? How bright. So springy. My favorite season. For this one, I think I'm going to put glue in the middle because that's kind of small. But just put a little bit. Like you just need, it's a tiny thing. Just put a little bit of glue. And just drop it. Drop it. And then you can just zhuzh it. And zhuzh it just means mess with it till you like it. And that's my little flower. The other thing, I added leaves. And these, again, are on the files that you can download. So the leaves are really simple. Once you lay your flowers out on whatever the design is that you're making, if you're not making the happy spring board or you're using these flowers for something else, just lay them out. And then just before you commit to where they're going to be, I encourage you to just play with the layout and then put a leaf here and put a leaf there and then just figure out, oh, is that the way I like it? Is that how it's going to look best? Like, design it, style it. That's what, you know, that's the whole point of being creative, is don't commit until you like the way it looks. And then you can make some of these leaves smaller, some of them bigger. Like I made this one smaller and then this one was bigger, so that I knew I could put this like in a little corner. This one I could put it here. And you can leave, again, you can leave the leaves flat like this if you want. I sometimes just like put my nail in the middle and just fold it to the tip and just give it like a little more shape to it. I'm all about giving the designs a little movement so that they don't lay flat all the time. Personal preference, but I just like to do that. And then so when I put the leaf, it just has like a little more shape to it. And you can do different things with it, but that's it. So these are the two jasmines, my leaves, and the little daisy with the center. If you, again, have any questions, you feel free to reach out to me, type in the blog. Anything you want to see, happy to help you. Again, Arlene from ACraftyLatina, and thank you so much for your support, and I will speak with you soon.